Hello, I am Ryan.
Hello, I am Amy. Welcome to Listen to English Podcast. Today's episode is how to stop caring what others think of you. It's something that I think a lot of people struggle with, this kind of constant worry about what other people think, and we're going to kind of delve into that today.
Yeah, it's interesting because wanting to be liked and accepted is completely natural.
Yeah.
But when that desire starts to control our lives, it can really hold us back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's that fine line, isn't it, between, wanting connection and then letting the fear of judgment dictate your every move. It's
Yeah.
like you said, it's normal to want to feel like, but when you're constantly second guessing yourself and your choices because you're afraid of what others might think, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, and it appears that this fear can manifest in so many ways. Like maybe you're afraid to wear certain clothes because you worry about people judging your style. Or perhaps you hold back from sharing your opinions in a meeting because you're afraid of being ridiculed.
Right. Or maybe you avoid pursuing certain hobbies or passions because you're worried about what people will say. It's like this invisible barrier that keeps us from truly expressing ourselves and living our lives to the fullest.
And I think that's what we want to explore today. How to break free from that barrier. How to stop letting the opinions of others define who we are and what we do.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, other people's opinions are just that they're opinions. They don't change the fundamental truth of who you are.
So let's kind of unpack this a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
why do we care so much about what others think? It's almost hardwired into our DNA.
Well, studies show it goes back to our basic human need for belonging and acceptance. We're social creatures, right? And feeling connected to others is essential for our well-being. So when we, feel like people like us and accept us, it triggers those feel-good chemicals in our brain.
Right. It's that sense of validation that can make us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like when you receive a compliment from someone you admire, it gives you a little boost of confidence.
Exactly. But here's where it gets tricky. This natural desire for acceptance can sometimes become a bit amplified, especially in today's world with social media and this constant comparison.
It's true. We're bombarded with images of these seemingly perfect lives, and it's easy to start feeling inadequate or like we don't measure up. And that's when that fear of judgment can really take hold.
And when we start caring too much about what others think, it can have some pretty negative consequences. We might miss out on opportunities or experiences because we're afraid of what people will say.
Yeah.
You mentioned holding back earlier, and that's a big one.
Yeah. It's like that saying, what other people think of me is none of my business.
Mm.
It's so easy to get caught up in that cycle of worry and self-doubt, but ultimately their opinions don't define our worth.
Absolutely. So the question then becomes, how do we break free from this constant worry and start living more authentically? How do we stop letting the opinions of others dictate our choices?
Well, it appears that one of the most effective strategies is to kind of shift our focus inward instead of trying to control what other people think, which is impossible. We focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions.
That's such a powerful concept, I think, this idea of taking ownership of our own lives and not letting external validation define our happiness. It's about recognizing that true confidence comes from within, not from seeking approval from others.
Right. And so, for example, instead of worrying about whether people will like your outfit, you choose to wear what makes you feel confident and comfortable. Or instead of staying silent in a meeting for fear of judgment, you choose to speak up and share your ideas, even if they're different.
Exactly. It's about making choices that align with your values and your authentic self, regardless of what other people might think. And that can be incredibly liberating.
It's like taking back your power and saying, this is who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And in doing so, you start to build this inner resilience that helps you kind of weather any storm.
And that resilience is key because, let's be real, there will always be people who have opinions, some positive, some negative. It's about learning to navigate those opinions without letting them derail you from your path.
So how do we actually build that resilience? How do we cultivate that unshakable confidence that allows us to kind of move through the world without constantly seeking validation from others?
That's a great question, and one we'll definitely delve into more deeply. But I think it starts with recognizing that confidence is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed and strengthened over time. It's not something you're either born with or you're not.
That's a really empowering perspective because it means that anyone can learn to be more confident regardless of their past experiences or current self-beliefs.
Exactly. It's about taking those small steps day by day to build that inner belief in yourself. And as you start to see yourself accomplishing things and stepping outside of your comfort zone, that confidence will naturally grow.
So it's not necessarily about becoming immune to criticism or judgment, but rather about developing the inner strength to handle it without letting it define you.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They don't have the power to change who you are unless you give them that power.
And I think that's such an important point to remember. We have the power to choose how we respond to the world around us. We can choose to let other people's opinions dictate our lives, or we can choose to live authentically and confidently, regardless of what anyone else thinks.
And that choice, that power lies within each and every one of us. And it's about reclaiming that power, right? Recognizing that your worthiness is not determined by external validation.
Yeah, it's like finally stepping out from behind that mask you've been wearing and allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are.
And that takes courage,
Mm.
to kind of shed those layers of self-doubt and embrace your authentic self.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some practical steps people can take to build that confidence, because it can feel like such an abstract concept sometimes.
Mm.
But I know there are tangible things we can do to kind of strengthen that inner belief in ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. And it starts with recognizing your strengths. What are you good at? What are your passions? What are some things that you're proud of accomplishing, even if they seem small to others?
It's like taking inventory of all the amazing qualities and skills you possess. I think we often get so focused on our perceived flaws that we forget to acknowledge all the wonderful things that make us unique.
And it's not just about recognizing those strengths, it's about celebrating them. Give yourself credit for your accomplishments, big or small. Each step forward, each challenge overcome is a testament to your capabilities.
It's like giving yourself a pat on the back and saying, hey, I did that. I'm capable of amazing things. And as you start to internalize those successes, your confidence will naturally grow.
And don't underestimate the power of self-care. Taking care of your physical and mental well-being is so crucial for building confidence. When you feel good in your body and your mind, you're more likely to project that confidence outward.
So things like eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, engaging in activities that bring you joy, these all play a role in boosting your self-esteem.
Absolutely. It's about treating yourself with kindness and respect, both physically and mentally. When you prioritize your well-being, you're sending a powerful message to yourself that you are worthy of care and attention.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the power of positive self-talk, that inner voice that can have a huge impact on our confidence. If we're constantly putting ourselves down with negative thoughts, it's going to be hard to feel good about ourselves.
It's like having a critical inner judge who's always pointing out your flaws and shortcomings, right?
Yeah.
It's so important to challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with more positive and supportive ones.
Oh, so for example, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, try saying, I'm learning and growing. Or instead of focusing on your mistakes, try acknowledging your effort and progress.
It's about being your own cheerleader, your own best friend. Offer yourself the same compassion and encouragement you would give to a loved one.
And remember, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human. It's how we learn and grow. It's about embracing those imperfections and seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than reasons to criticize ourselves.
Absolutely. It's about shifting from a mindset of perfectionism to one of self-acceptance and self-compassion. And when we can do that, we release ourselves from the pressure of having to be perfect all the time.
Now, even with all these strategies, there will still be times when other people's opinions get to us. It's inevitable. We're human, and we care about what others think to some degree.
So what do we do in those moments when we feel that sting of judgment or criticism? How do we kind of prevent it from taking over and spiraling into self-doubt?
Well, it appears that the key is to practice letting go of those opinions. Remember, their words don't define you. You don't have to carry them with you.
It's about recognizing that you have a choice. You can choose to absorb those opinions and let them affect your sense of self, or you can choose to just let them go like water off a duck's back.
That's a great analogy, because it's not about becoming indifferent to what others think. It's about developing the ability to detach from their opinions and not allow them to define your worth.
And sometimes the best thing you can do is simply walk away from a situation that's bringing you down. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, people who see your value and appreciate you for who you are.
It's about creating a positive and nurturing environment for yourself, both physically and emotionally. And that might mean distancing yourself from people who are constantly critical or judgmental.
It's not about cutting people out of your life. It's about prioritizing your own well-being and surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself.
And don't forget to engage in activities that you love. Doing things that bring you joy and passion can help you feel more fulfilled and less dependent on the approval of others.
It's about finding your own sources of happiness and letting those things fuel your confidence. Whether it's painting, dancing, playing music, or spending time in nature, make time for the things that make you feel alive.
Because it's in those moments of genuine joy and passion that we often realize how little other people's opinions truly matter. It's about living a life that's authentic to you, not a life that's dictated by the expectations of others.
And that's a truly liberating feeling, to be free from the shackles of judgment and to embrace the unique and wonderful individual you are.
It's about recognizing that you are enough, just as you are, imperfections and all. And that's a powerful message to internalize. And it's about silencing that inner critic, right? And embracing that beautiful mess that is you.
And it's a journey. It's not a destination. It's a process of, continual growth and self-discovery.
Absolutely. It's about showing up every day and choosing to believe in yourself, even when it's hard, even when those doubts creep in.
And remember, you're not alone in this struggle. We all experience self-doubt and worry about what others think. It's part of the human experience.
Yeah. But by recognizing those thoughts and choosing to challenge them, we can start to kind of shift our perspective and build that unshakable confidence we've been talking about.
So as we kind of wrap up this conversation, I want to leave our listeners with this final thought-provoking question. What's one thing you can do today to worry less about what others think?
Yeah, it could be something as simple as wearing that outfit you love, but you've been hesitant to wear because you were worried about what people might say. Or maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, even if you're a little nervous.
Or perhaps it's reaching out to a supportive friend or engaging in an activity that brings you joy, even if you're afraid of being judged.
Yeah, the important thing is to take action, however small it may seem, and start to kind of shift your focus away from the opinions of others and towards your own inner compass.
Remember, you are enough just as you are. Your worth doesn't depend on the validation of others.
Absolutely. So go out there and embrace your uniqueness. Let your light shine and don't let anyone dim it.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and tools to help you navigate the often challenging world of social expectations.
Remember, you're not alone in this. We all struggle with caring too much about what others think from time to time.
Absolutely. But by focusing on what we can control, building our confidence, and practicing letting go, we can free ourselves from those shackles of judgment and live more authentic and fulfilling lives.
And that's a goal worth striving for.
Absolutely. Now go out there and be the amazing individual you're meant to be.
We'll see you on the next episode of Listen to English Podcast.
Until next time, be kind to yourself and remember you are capable of amazing things.
Bye for now.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and reach more English learners like you. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new episode, and by liking the video, you're letting us know you want more helpful content. Thank you for your support. It means so much to us.